Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. So my name is Chelsea Berenice, but everyone knows me by Bere or Berenice. So I got the gastric sleeve on March 6th, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of the process and my pre-op, the day of, and how it's been for a week. I am on day 9. So I've always been like this chubby girl. I never saw any issues with like my weight. I've never been insecure. I've always I got bullied, but it was like never big of an issue to me. Um, I was diagnosed with scoliosis at the age of 10. So I have 16 screws and a rod in my back. And then 4 years after that, I was diagnosed with cysts in my ovaries, and I had those removed. So ever since I started my cycle, I have always been irregular throughout the years. It's kind of like a 3 month, and then it will stop completely for another 6 months, and then it'll come back. So it's always been irregular and very heavy. I tried birth control to control it. It only made it worse. So I kind of just gave up and let it go. So my weight was like never an issue to me. It was something that I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be like for the rest of my life. I never really tried committing to the gym or like diets and stuff like that. Even after seeing my mom go through lab band, like it was kind of, I accepted myself for what I was. Up until I want to say March 2018, me and my family took a trip to Knott's Berry Farm, and I was able to sit in one of the seats, but this belt did not go all the way through. So it's crazy because I had been on this ride before and it worked, and I just had acrylics on. So I was like, maybe it's my nails, but deep down I knew it was me. So we went to Knott's a few more times after that, and I avoided this ride completely. Aside from being like big breasted, like I wanted to avoid certain rides at this point. It was about August 2018 where I took a drive to TJ, and I've always accepted my body for what it was, and I was just really insecure about two things. I was insecure about not having a big butt, and I was insecure about having more fat on my right side than on my left due to my scoliosis. So I wanted that back fat removed and have a BBL done. So the doctor and TJ recommended me, well, like we can do this, we could do that, but like for better results, like you should lose weight. So my mom convinced me to try to start the process of doing the gastric sleeve. So I went ahead, and it took me about a month to actually get my physician to get my gastric sleeve doctor approved, and I started my whole process in October. I officially started my support groups, my nutrition classes, and seeing my doctor once a month. So I was in the process. I got to see a psychologist. I finished everything from October through December. So once December came around, it was just a longer process of when my surgery date. It was about mid-February when finally my surgery was confirmed that it was gonna be on March 6th. So I was honestly terrified of leaving food completely and like not eating. So I ate everything I could up until like 2 weeks prior to surgery, and then I started kind of like replacing breakfast and lunch with like a protein shake, and slowly letting go of the food. And I was able to do that. I only had to do my pre-op diet a week before, so I would do like a protein every for all 3 meals, and then in between I'll have like an apple or like a little snack. but nothing really big. If I was really hungry, I'd have a big meal in the morning. Not a big meal, but like eggs with tortillas or something like that. And so I'd be able to digest it throughout the day. And even the day before surgery, I had a wonton soup and I had the shrimp. So I was okay for surgery. Once surgery came, um, I was really nervous. My mom was my number one support. I cried before I walked into the surgery room. I cried coming out. I saw everything up until they put me to sleep. Funny story, I did have surgery on Ash Wednesday, so I remember like in the background, I was barely waking up. Someone had mentioned, "Oh, the priest is giving ashes if anyone is interested in receiving ash." So I somehow, some way, told the priest I did want to receive it. He said his prayer, and I unfortunately couldn't say amen. I was in pain. So my pain was like a 10 out of 10 at that point. Once they took me to my room, it was like slowly going down. They told me, okay, well, you're out of surgery, you're fine. Within 5 hours, you have to stand up and get up. So I was like, okay, that's gonna be easy. Because of my scoliosis surgery, I had to get up that same day, and that's more painful. But I was alright. I got up, my mom took me for a walk, and every 2 hours, I had to go use the restroom and walk. So I would hit the medicine, and I'd go use the restroom, I'd go walk, and then I'd go right back to sleep. And so I wouldn't feel any pain, and I was tired enough to sleep. So the next day, they brought breakfast, and it was like a jello, and then it was juice. And as good as the juice tasted, there was no way I was gonna have more than 2 sips. It was just painful to let it go down. And so the only thing I basically ate was the ice chips. So up until like day 6, I had ice chips. So then they brought lunch, and they were like, okay, before you get released and go home, you have to eat jello. And I just couldn't. I could not take the pain of having jello going down. I couldn't handle the pain of the jello going down my stomach. It was the worst pain. I just couldn't handle it. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna eat jello. So I avoided jello up like until day 6, when I was finally able to. So I was released. I came home. I showered about day 3. Yeah, day 3 at night. It was 78 hours out. My pain at that point was like a 4 out of 8, a 4 out of 10. And just no sleeping on your right side. It was more just on my left or facing up. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did take my vitamins a week before surgery. So I'll post a picture of exactly the vitamins I took. I noticed that the B the B4, the B14s, I don't know, something like that. I don't know from the top of my head. It would not let me sleep at night. I don't know if it was because the surgery was coming up, but it gave me anxiety to the point I could not sleep. I would wake up every other hour. So I kind of just did one day yes, one day no, one day yes, one day no. So at my day 5, I finally released stool. I started my cycle. I was able to swallow the painkillers, but only half, just because, again, I didn't want to feel pain. I just started to eat jello again. I'm currently on day 9, and my pain is tolerable, 2 out of 10. Just when I'm laying down, it hurts, or certain movements that I do, but other than that, I'm fine. I'm able to sit, lay down, stand up with no pain. I actually, yesterday, day 8, I went for a walk at the mall, and I was able to walk Santa Monica, but I was dehydrated and tired, so I just got home and slept. Eventually, we're gonna have to eat solid foods. So I think if you need time to like eat jello and solid foods. Just give yourself time, and we're in no rush. I think it's just better to prepare yourself mentally and say you got this and that everything's gonna be all right. Again, there's no rush. I was in no rush to eat jello, and now I'm able to eat a full cup of jello. I still eat a lot of ice, a lot of protein, like lemonade. Still no solid foods. I have my doctor's appointment next week, so I'm officially 23 pounds down, if being at my highest was 270. Unfortunately, I was not weighted the day of surgery, so I will never know how much I did weigh for surgery, but I'm going based off of my last doctor's appointment, and I was 270 pounds. I am 246 now. So yeah, I'll think I have a weight update next week when I have my follow-up with my doctor's appointment, and hopefully this was useful. Again, it's almost forgetting that I did hit depression and anxiety at day 3. I think everyone has their own problems, and you just need the right support to get through this. If not, who knows, like the possibilities of, you know, falling into really deep depression and not being able to catch it on time. I felt different about myself. I felt really different and not myself, not normal. So that was something that I caught on, and thankfully I have the right support now, and I'm able to get through it day by day. It's not easy. Again, we're all changing, and this is something new to all of us, especially if you've never been like thin or lost weight. So you just have to be strong and say that this is gonna get done and that you're gonna be okay. I think my first weight goal is gonna be 220. That's how much I weighted for somewhere in high school. That was my weight, and then I'll see what my next weight will be. My weight goal will be. But yeah, I hope this was very useful. I'll also put a little brief video of what my scars look like. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what I have. And then, like you can see here, I have more fat. If you guys want to see another video of like scoliosis or my ovarian cyst, or anything else, just comment below. Hopefully this was helpful, and see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.